Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, peasants and pissants. We are Castle Killbride and Magog of Morskar on the KillCast, where we bring you the news in the form of horrible innuendos. Our top story tonight: 1 week after the Boy Scouts have changed their name, all the Catholic priests have refused to associate themselves with the group, stating that there's just no pleasure in giving the gospel to little girls. Now, to my co-host, Misty, I have a third leg hunt.
Whoa.
Misty?
Excuse me, I would like to deny that terrible allegation, first of all. Second of all, how is everyone doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing good. I just found out Misty was Brianna Wu.
Brian, that's terrible. Well,
yes,
hey.
Brianna Wu is terrible.
Hey, if I have a dong, you know what that means about him, right? You know what everyone asks about Blair White's boyfriend. Magog, you still around?
Yep, I'm just listening.
Yeah, he was a little slow on the intro. Like I said, he is sick as a dog, dude. He is very sick. So
that is okay.
We're just gonna pardon him tonight and let him suffer in peace.
You'll have to forgive my lack of energy. I'm not sick, but I've had a very long day. So
I understand. I understand.
I had to run around with the family because it's Mother's Day. So there was the barbecue and the nephews and the brother and sister, mom and dad, and all that stuff.
I am so glad I live 700 miles away from my family. I hope they don't hear this.
I don't have the watch link, so I have no idea what channel this is on.
It's the Castle Killbride channel. I can send you a link if you would like on Twitter or something.
Yeah, give me that watch link. Give me that watch link.
All right, let me just go and grab it because I just posted it on Twitter on both the Castle Killbride and regular account. Let me just go and grab that. Let's go to my own shit.
Yeah, second show and we still don't have our shit organized. This is going to be common, folks. Deal with it.
Yeah, we're getting into it. Okay, here we go. And let me just Magog. Here we go. And it is incoming.
On Twitter?
Yes, on Twitter.
Cool.
There you go. It's from Castle Killbride. So that's just the account I happened to be logged in on at the time.
Right. Cool.
Just doing the expedient. But yeah, I am originally, I know the accent, it throws a lot of people off. I am originally from Alabama. That's where all my family lives. And so I moved to Michigan. Long story. Actually, it's a pretty crazy story. But I moved to Michigan. I'm far away from all of them. Good riddance. No, I love some of my family, just not most of it.
It's actually a pretty short story. She married Jameson, who is a trucker from Michigan, and then moved to Michigan.
Well, there's a little more to it than that. This is Jeg. He is a dick from back where I live. We did not meet each other in real life. We met online, and it was just a big coincidence. It was kind of weird.
That was the old anti-sjw group we were in, wasn't it?
Yes, that was an anti-sjw. And then after that, didn't do nothing. And yeah, Tiffany and everybody's from there. Tiffany is moving to Michigan now, so I'm going to have her. You ought to just go ahead and come up here. We can all be the shitlord group together up here in Michigan. Come on.
Yeah, there's a problem with that. I don't really fucking like Yankees.
Oh, it's not Yankees out here. It's the Midwest. Magog, tell him. The Midwest is not Yankees.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Magog, I thought you were from Arkansas.
There are only there's only two cultures in America. Southern and not Southern.
Goddamn right. God knows what's up.
Yep. I don't sound it, but I mean, I still fired my first shotgun at 6 years old, been deer hunting, grew up with a private lake, and fished, all that shit. So I'd say I've got the credentials. I can kind of halfway fake a Southern accent. I don't know what happened, honestly, why I don't have an accent. It wasn't on purpose. I don't know. Raised by the television, probably.
Oh, you there? You just cut out for a sec.
Me?
Yeah.
Didn't come out on my end. I heard her just fine.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's your end, buddy, because I heard her just fine. She said she
Oh.
was raised on television.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah, that's the part that I missed.
Yeah, probably explains a lot.
Fix your shit.
Jeg is poor. Jeg is very poor. So, and that's not his real name, but he wants some privacy.
Goddamn trailer internet.
Actually, I have very good internet. I don't know what's happening right now.
Should have rolled with that joke, man. Should have rolled with it.
Yeah, you should.
I set it up for you. You could have been like, you damn Skippy. You know, you could have done any of those things.
All right, well, let's roll it back.
There's no rolling it back.
Hook up all the Ethernet cables and, get the fucking raccoon out of the power box now.
Jeg, you ought to do a boomhauer.
Goddamn possums be eating my internet.
Goddamn pockets be getting up all the internet in that power box, man. We eating up all them megabytes, man. Gotta get that in the first, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
You guys may think that's funny, but my dad actually brought home a raccoon one time. Just brought a fucking raccoon home, and we just had a raccoon for like 2 years.
I mean, you come across a nice raccoon, they're going to be friendly little animals.
Well,
that said, everybody listening, don't keep raccoons as pets. They will fuck you up.
This one had distemper and was crippled.
That is why you were able to keep it as a pet.
Yes, this was a quadriplegic, fucking fucked up raccoon that my parents decided to prolong its miserable, probably unlivable existence every few years. Also, hey, we should be watching the chat this time. Why are we not doing that? Is there a chat? Is anybody saying anything? Let's see.
Is that that's the thing in the top left-hand corner where it says chat, right? That's not just for us, that's for everybody, right? Yeah,
that's for everybody. So far, there's not a chat. Okay, so there's nobody here yet. I just don't expect to chat this early. These are all just kind of to get us to know what we're doing. These are kind of practice runs, but we post them up anyway. We've got a few friends that watch. We had the man who refused to die here last time. That was pretty cool. He's an interesting guy. Have you had any run-ins with him, Magog?
Nope.
Man, you ought to check him out. He is really cool. This guy, all right. He's beat cancer like 5 times.
Deathstroke the Terminator from DC Comics?
Yeah.
That's him.
The name fits him very well. He's had heart attacks, cancer, lost an eye to cancer, been in the military. His mom tried to drown him or some shit. I mean, you name it. This guy has been through it. And we were just like, well, shit. We don't want to be like those annoying people writing songs about all the YouTubers. We really just wanted to write one about you, and then Beard wanted one. So we were like, okay. But this guy kind of deserves one. I mean, fuck. How much shit can one live through?
I think there already was a song written for him. It's called The Entire Heavy Metal Genre.
At least a couple of Judas Priest songs I can think that would fit him. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, so Magog, I was curious. You said thrash wasn't really your thing. What do you like in general? Because Jamie, like, you'd be glad he's not like in this, because he's like a thrash elitist. He's one of those really annoying people that likes one genre and only about a third of it. And I'm kind of a little more out there. I like different things. So how about you?
I am very eclectic in my musical taste, but when it comes to heavy metal specifically, my favorite subgenre of heavy metal is symphonic heavy metal.
I can get down with that.
Bands like Camelot, Epica, Nightwish, Sabaton, fucking Savatage, bands like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is cool too. And actually, we want to add some more piano stuff and things like that, more elements of that to what we're doing, because we've got some parts in some songs that are coming down the pipe. Like, here's the thing. We've got 3 albums that are already written and just ready to be recorded, ready to go. So we've got some piano parts in that. And now our lead guitarist can play piano, but from what I understand, only at a very rudimentary level. So I'm not sure we're gonna have to go and find somebody else or what. But we wanna include at least a little bit of that. And Jameson's saying, "Oh well, I don't want to do any ballads ever," and I'm like, all the bands that got good because they didn't just do, 250 BPM every track. You can't do that. It gets monotonous. It gets boring.
Yeah. But, I mean, people like what they like, so I don't judge. But I've always found that the more eclectic a person's musical taste is, the more broad spectrum their thought processes are. It's really interesting. You can actually correlate people's like and favor in certain genres of music with their like IQ and their personality and stuff. It's really interesting. I've read some studies about like music and how it affects our like fucking, cognitive abilities and our, how our brains are formed over time and shit,
Oh, I would agree. I mean, even from a very early age, I mean, studies are everywhere saying play your child classical or otherwise very complex music. Myself, if you go back to that era, I like the Romantic period. I prefer it over the classical period because they have a larger range of dynamics and volume. What people don't realize about the big orchestras they had back then was that it allows for very quiet music as well as very loud music, because you can't do quiet as well with a small band as you can with a big band. It doesn't work the way you think it does. With more people, you can make a quiet sound that resonates better than with just a few people. If that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense, because if you hear, one violin playing it, it sounds all right, but when you get a whole line of violins playing, it has a very good ring and melody to it.
Mm-hmm. And Beethoven kind of kicked off the whole Romantic period thing. And I started with Beethoven, and then I got more into people like Mendelssohn, who wrote, in my opinion, the first doom metal song, Dawn of a Witch's Sabbath. I mean, that's just the most doom metal fucking title I've ever heard. And then I'm into some jazz stuff. Jazz used to be my get shit done music. Like when I was doing homework, jazz was my get shit done music. And then there's some blues stuff, going a little bit into that. Not a whole lot, but some of the classics. And then I like a little bit of proto-punk, a little bit of goth rock. I'm very much here and there. Even some old country stuff I like. And then there's a new genre, or I think it's new, called Southern Gothic that's pretty interesting. It takes country and it just, like, imagine Johnny Cash, just even darker. And that's what.
Are you talking about like, Jake Orvis kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, Jake Orvis. What is it?
Jake Orvis and the Broken Band?
Yeah, Jake Orvis and the Broken Band. There's a few other ones too. Those Poor Bastards. That's another one. Those Poor Bastards is a good one. The Handsome Family, not the Happy Family, the Handsome Family. That's another one. There's some great things out there. One band.
I don't know the bands you're talking about, but I definitely know. Like Southern Gothic is an actual art style and architectural style, but music genre wise, real Southern Gothic, like actual goth music mixed with Southern instruments or bluegrass instruments like the banjo or the fiddle, is pretty rare in music. What you're describing is actually just kind of modern dark side blues, you know?
Yeah.
So, like one band that I know that is actually Southern Gothic, because they actually have a banjo player that wears like striped white and black suits, looks like Beetlejuice, but he plays a fucking banjo.
Fucking awesome.
Is a band called Moore's Syphilitica, and they had a song that was called Virgin Widow that was just haunting because of the banjo in it. Now that's actually the first band that I could definitely say is not modern dark blues, but actually Southern Gothic.
You have definitely piqued my interest. I'm very curious about this now.
I will show you guys the link. You could probably actually play it on stream and you wouldn't get a strike because there's such a unknown band, but let me find it.
Yeah, I don't want to take the risk, but I'll listen to it after for sure because that's definitely sounds up my alley.
That band name though does not sound like something a virgin widow would catch.
More syphilitica.
Right.
Doesn't that sound like something you would catch in like a Vegas bathroom?
Well, it's got syphilitic in it, so of course it does. Okay, all right, I'll grab that after.
But
all right. Oh,
one thing I've noticed about Jake Orvis and the Broken Band, which is probably not Southern Gothic like how like you said, but I noticed that it and like a lot of the cut in the darker country kind of has that I'm not even sure how you pronounce it. Dark Carbonet. Am I pronouncing that right?
Cabernet.
Cabernet. Oh, Cabernet.
Cabernet.
Yeah. We were both wrong. Yeah,
Dark Cabernet.
That stuff is cool.
Yeah, it really has sort of a little bit of a feel of that into it, and that really catches my interest because I'm also kind of I'm also a big fan of like that old kind of like early 1900s music, like Squirrel Nut Zippers, with vaudeville revival and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I like some swing stuff too. Like I was in marching band in high school, of course. Of course I was.
The early 90s saw a rise in the return of modern big band, which became in pop music ska. And ska is basically like pop music, pop rock with like a horn section. They usually had a trumpet player or a horn player. And that was about it. And a perfect example of ska would be
Less than Jake.
Yeah, they're a good example.
Yeah.
Squirrel Nut Zippers for sure are ska. Bare Naked Ladies is kind of ska. It's kind of there. Definitely the fucking what are they called? The ones that did Winona's Big Brown Beaver. Who remembers that? Winona's Big Brown Beaver.
I think I am. Well, he's younger than both of us, and I think I am at least a few years younger than you. So I don't remember. I was born 1980. I shouldn't be giving all this information out. Oh, my name's going to come out anyway. I was born in 1989, so I'm probably younger than
Primus.
you.
Primus is ska. Yeah, Primus is ska.
Primus sucks.
I got a friend that's going to go see them. Lucky bastard. Nobody I like is coming through here. Pisses me off.
Yeah,
I know. I have no room to complain. Alabama was so much worse. I drove to Virginia fucking 13 hours to meet Megadeth. On one hand, I met Megadeth, but I drove 13 fucking hours.
Yeah, the person living in Detroit fucking Music City is complaining about not enough bands coming by. And here I am, lucky that Metallica for the first time in my entire fucking life is coming to Birmingham.
You know, I was here Friday here in Little Rock.
Who?
Fucking Stone Sour.
Oh, weird. I didn't even know they still toured.
Yeah, Little Rock has an interesting underground music scene that a lot of people don't realize exists. Like, we had Sabaton come here. We had Ghost. Fucking Ghost.
Oh, that's cool.
They came on Halloween. I was like, hell yeah, Ghost. Fucking Squarehammer. I love that song. Yeah.
I love Ghost. My husband does not, but fuck him. He's a faggot. We probably can't say that.
Man. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
We can say it. We just can't make money off of it now.
Oh, well, I don't give a shit. This isn't for money. This is mostly for outreach and just to have fun.
You know what an interesting blend of music is a new genre that's coming up in the modern. It's been out for a few years called gangsta grass. And it's bluegrass and rap.
Yeah. My mom showed me one of those. It's not really all that new. I remember in middle school, my mom showed me Gin and Juice that was done in a bluegrass style. It was hilarious, and we loved it. And yeah, it's getting more popular. I've also seen bluegrass bands take metal songs and do them. And bluegrass is a very technical genre. People don't realize how technical it is to do. Yeah. They do crazier stuff than our lead guitarist does.
Brad Young is in the chat, and he's a long-time fan, and he just brought up one of my favorite Southern rock bands, Jackal. Oh, I love Jackal in the 90s.
Great.
Jackal's the only band I've ever heard of that used a chainsaw as a main instrument in one of their songs. Fucking lumberjack, man. I'm a lumberjack, baby. You know?
That is great. That is just a band that's
awesome.
just there just to have fun.
They actually, he would like rev the throttle musically. He would sit there with the chainsaw on stage, and then when the song finished, he would cut up the fucking speakers with the chainsaw on the fucking stage, man. Sparks are flying and shit, you know? Jack will put on a good show, man.
Oh, fuck yeah, I bet. Probably the best show I've seen, I have to say, was Alice fucking Cooper. And it was, he's still just as crazy and just as out there as ever. And he's still doing all the same stuff he used to do. And it's amazing. And, you know, it's kind of weird, but as he's aged, he kind of pulls off the look even better, I think. He's got all those gnarly wrinkles and stuff, and he just looks awesome.
I got shit-faced drunk with Five Finger Death Punch in Germany.
That's
lucky.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. That is fucking awesome.
They were passing through they were on their way down to the desert to play USO shows for the troops. And they stopped in Germany, decided to unload a few of their instruments, so it wasn't like their full setup. So they did a lot of kind of unplugged versions of their songs.
Yeah.
And they went to the Brick House, which is the on-base club. And I was in Germany doing a TDY. And nobody even knew it. It was so impromptu. They were like, fuck it, let's play here. And so they set up in the Brick House. And there was like 40 people there, including me.
Wow.
And they played about 6 songs and then got off the stage and just drank with us.
That is
awesome.
Brad Young has a question for you in the chat.
I'm not seeing any of this shit in the chat.
You gotta have the watch link, buddy.
Yeah, just click the link that's on the Castle Killbride page, or I also posted it on Toxo, so you just go there.
Oh, okay, here we go.
If you click the link, and then of course you're going to want to turn the volume off so you don't hear an echo. Of yourself, and then you can just watch the chat.
Yeah, I just use headphones. That's just how I do it, and I just turn the stream off.
Yeah, turn it off or turn it down or whatever. But Brad Young asks, "Tell the truth, Magog. You tried the chainsaw thing, didn't you?" Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of mad because now we can't do it. But one thing these crazy bastards have come up with, I'll give you guys some of the secrets, some of the insider scoop here, since there's only a few people here. They want to, all right, so Magog, call it stereotyping, but you like wrestling, no?
No, not really.
Really? That's kind of, you don't like redneck anime. That's crazy.
I liked it when I was a kid, but then I grew up and read books and stuff.
Okay, so you're more like me. But the rest of, mostly Jag and Jamie.
And Ryan.
Mac is into it too. He doesn't want him, dude, he doesn't want his first name out there.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, all 4 people watching, including the 2 people that are in this chat right now. With the link.
Well, you motherfuckers ain't telling anybody.
It's going to
be recorded.
Tell the world somebody out there is named Mac. Yeah, congratulations. We narrowed it down.
Yeah, you got a point.
There's no other Macs in the world, so we know exactly who you're talking about.
Well, it's a nickname too, so it helps. But yeah, okay, all right. You have a point, but I try to do right by people. I try to keep my promises, keep my secrets.
Me and Brad Young have a lot in common. The last time I watched wrestling, it was still WWF.
You watched it during the Attitude Era, the good era.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I dislike wrestling in its conceptual execution. Like, I have a lot of respect for wrestlers. I have a lot of respect for the fans of wrestling. I'm not hating on anybody for liking wrestling. It's just not my forte anymore. I prefer different forms of entertainment nowadays. But I tell you what, I did enjoy wrestling when I was a kid. And back then, too, it was a wholly different wrestling. I mean, we would get WrestleMania. We would get all the pay-per-views. We would pay $40 to the fucking dish company to get us that fucking pay-per-view. And we'd order pizza, and all my friends would come over to my house, and my parents would fucking watch it with us. And we were watching live when Bret Hart died.
Oh,
when he fell from the ceiling. We were watching live when Mankind fucking dislocated his fucking shoulder and broke his goddamn spine, during that cage match with The Undertaker.
Yeah.
we watched all of that shit. Don't get me wrong. I got a mad respect for wrestlers. I just don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, I got back into it just a couple years ago, and that's mostly with the help of WWE's new brand NXT, which is where they recruit like a lot of talent from Mexico and Japan and stuff like that. It's where my current favorite wrestler Finn Balor started in WWE before he moved on to Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, I watch it because I really love the stunt work and just, you know, the type of effort that they go through, and the storyline. You really don't care about the story as much as you care about how well they can execute a rivalry and get the hype going.
Yeah.
It's basically like getting pumped up before, like, you know, playing, you know, a ball game or something like that.
I find myself becoming more enamored with the nostalgia of stuff that I didn't even really grow up with as I get older. So like, I only just started it within the past couple of years, just started liking, you know, certain country and blues music and stuff like that. And when it comes to stuff like that, I've really I went from wrestling to liking like UFC cage fighting and stuff to liking just good old fashioned pugilism. You know, like I'll watch a boxing match before I watch almost any other kind of actual contact sport besides football. You know?
I like most combat sports, and I am really hoping that medieval M1 stuff that they do over in Europe, mostly in Russia, you know, where they dress up in a knight's armor and just beat the living Christ out of each other. I'm really hoping that becomes popular here, because that is entertaining as hell.
Oh, I bet it is.
So, hello to Freedom for All. Freedom for All has joined us. And yeah, I like UFC. I was there like when we're not there, but I was watching in a Hooters with my buddies when the first Brock Lesnar and Mir fight happened, when the revenge fight, the rematch happened, and Lesnar lost. He bitched out and eventually quit UFC. He's back, isn't he? Isn't he back?
No, he's still with WWE. He renewed his contract after busting open Roman Reigns, causing him to have a bloody red face during WrestleMania. Yeah, and it was the most entertaining thing Roman Reigns has ever fucking done.
He does have a bit of a stiff punch in wrestling. I've been told that. Jameson told me that the other day, actually. But anyway, the point that I was getting to with the whole wrestling thing is that these guys want to I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I've got a couple different ideas how we could execute it, but they want to do the old forehead slash thing in the last song of their shows. That's something these crazy motherfuckers are coming up with. I mean, I try to give a general direction, but it's kind of like trying to control. It's like trying to herd cats, really.
Jamie came up with that forehead slash. I don't. My face is fucking pretty.
His is pretty too. It doesn't scar if you do it right.
I'm not G.G. Allen.
I have no idea really what we're going on about, but okay.
Oh, the forehead slash is something they did in wrestling. That's how they get a lot, especially back in like ECW. They got that. That's how they got the blood going. They would use a little razor. Yeah.
But I don't know what you're implying it towards.
Oh, okay.
Saying that you guys are doing at the end of like performing
the stage. Yes,
cutting
the last song of a stage show. Yeah, like doing maybe the lights go black, or what I was thinking is, you know how a lot of guitarists wear those wristbands. Well, I was thinking maybe subtly hide razor blades on the back, the top of the wrist side, and maybe have some kind of mark so they can tell, but nobody else will really notice. And they go to wipe their foreheads, and that does it. It's kind of something I was thinking. Or we just have a moment where the lights go black, and then they turn back on, and it's there.
Y'all ain't thinking outside the box. Like so many bands have done that. You got to get with the modern age. What you should do is like the lights go out, and then the crowd's all like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then somebody starts building up, playing some sort of song. Maybe the guitar starts going, and everybody's getting amped up. Lights come back on. Everybody on stage playing Xbox.
Okay, now you're thinking like Jameson. Like his whole sense of humor is based off Andy Kaufman, so he's continually coming up with shit like this.
I think that might be a little too close to Weird Al's shredding pun that he does on stage.
Yeah, it may be, but that's still pretty good. Shit. Maybe
I actually had the idea of not using blood, and I'm not busting myself open. Fuck that noise. Like for like certain songs or whatever, we do like certain smaller little gimmicks or whatever. Like during one song, we'd have like red paint, in our hand that we could just grab like a little pack or something like that, and just like we're wiping off sweat, but then we just slowly wipe it down and just do like a fucking Joker face paint thing. It's just like a red barbarian face or some shit.
Maybe I don't know about the Joker thing. That's a little too close. I know you're a DC fanboy. Everyone,
no, not a Joker paint job, but like how in the Batman movie with Michael Keaton, he does that little trick where he wipes his face off and it removes all the makeup and it shows that white under him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like just a face wipe like that, and we're wiping on like some red face paint or something like that to make us look like we got a blood face red. A blood red face.
I think you guys should just you should totally do something. You should
real,
get like your guitars, because it's like thrash metal, so guitars like really super fast. You should get like a smoke machine up his sleeve, so when he starts playing real fast, it goes off and it looks like he's like smoking the guitar. He's like, "Look at my fingers are on fire."
I could do better than that, actually. I could probably get my hands on some things I could put on the pick. And when it comes into contact with the metal, it could throw sparks.
Or something like that?
Yeah, I've got a chemistry background. I could probably get some of this stuff and make it happen. That would be pretty cool.
There's just nothing you can do on stage that can equal the crazy shit that can be done on stage.
Yeah, like Alice Cooper.
Like Rammstein's live shows are epic. And there's just no way to really up that. Like they have face masks that shoot fire. They have they have giant dildos that spray milk all over the crowd. Like you can't beat Rammstein, okay? Don't even try.
Yeah,
but nobody is ever going to beat Alice Cooper fucking a nun with a knife dick on stage. Nothing's going to beat that. No, that was Wasp, not Alice Cooper.
Oh, still, Alice Cooper does some badass shit too. And then I'm friends with a band. They're not all that popular, but they're in Denmark, called The Nile of God, and they throw fucking maggots out onto the crowd.
You know what I found out recently after searching my channel name to see if like there was like how well I popped up in algorithms? There is a Swedish death metal band called Magog.
Damn it! Well, see, Jameson. Okay. This whole Castle Killbride thing was Jamie's baby, and it was there way before I came in. I just was the one who was like, hey, I got an idea. How about you stop jerking off and make this thing actually happen? You got all these songs recorded in Guitar Pro. You got all this stuff built up. You just need somebody to, give you a kick in the ass and do it. And that's how I am here now. That's how I got myself into this terrible predicament. And so anyway,
I don't know how I got myself in this predicament.
Well, the really shit thing is he refuses to abandon this name. Although there is a real castle by this name, is going to fuck us up in every search algorithm unless we get big. And it sounds like an emo band name, and I've been yelling at him about that forever. I mean, I tell him,
it's a pretty metal name, because the Killbride thing. It's like, did a bride get murdered on her wedding night at that castle?
Yeah, it does ask. It makes interesting.
I can imagine like every album cover, some gruesome death for a bride on every album cover. Like one album cover, she's fucking decapitated. The other one, she's falling out of a fucking window towards the ocean. Another one, she's like inside the castle up on a rack, like in the dungeon of the castle.
You're giving me some really good ideas. The first album was already drawn by somebody else. No, I'm just kidding.
If you're gonna have a name like Castle Killbride, you might as well do album covers like Cannibal Corpse. You might as well make it fucking gruesome.
Yeah. Zombie strippers in a crow's cage. That's what we need to do.
But I think that's like, it's interesting. Some bands do that. Like look at Iron Maiden. Every album cover had Eddie on it.
Yeah, and Megadeth has Vic Rattlehead, and then Metallica has a scary guy, but he doesn't really pop up on any albums. He's just like a little drawing James Hetfield did one day, and it got popular.
Metallica has their M. That's their mascot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the M that every
and-
single high schooler tries to draw.
Hey, I could do it successfully in high school. I wear that badge of honor.
Your Honor, I rest my case.
Fuck off. I was the only kid in, like, everybody else like fucking Blink-182 and shit. I was the only kid who liked like thrash metal and all that stuff. So I dropped out right after 10th grade. So, but I got my GED. I went on to do biochem, just looking at an MD. That's what I wanted to do. But
See, that's what you guys need. You guys need like a female instrument player that's part of the band that dresses like a bride every show, covered in blood.
And we just find new and exciting ways to fake killer.
Yeah,
that's
that would
a
be
stage
fun.
show right there.
Yeah.
Then like the lights go out, and they come back on, and she's got an axe in her face, and she just lays there for the last song of the show.
That's pretty fucking metal, man.
I think we might need
brutal.
I think we need to put Magog on the payroll.
we do.
I'm an idea man. I get talking to people and I get brainstorming, and I get it's the same when like I gave Antoine, like, for his proper villain stream, I gave them all of their fucking artwork and everything. I mean, I came up with all the ideas of that cyberpunk look.
Oh, that's really cool. And like what I love on Doom's artwork on his channel. Like every frame I'm like, I know some of them are repetitive, some of them are the same, some of them aren't. And I just think it's always really cool the way his channel looks.
Well, that's because he's a actual video editor and a movie editor in Hollywood. I mean, the man knows his After Effects.
I can fucking tell. Well, see, I have a bit of a problem because I was poor. So I didn't have a tablet until very recently. So I have been doing, like, trying to make photorealistic shit with goddamn pen tool vectors since I was 14. I'm 28, 14 years. For 14 fucking years. And now this thing I'm drawing, or I've drawn with you, and I'm working on the rest of it, the video part. It was the first thing I've ever used a tablet on. So I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified.
Yeah, well, at least you didn't fall into the trap I did. I fucking bought a $5,000 tablet and I hardly use it. So.
Really?
Oh man, if I had a fucking Syntec, I would use that son of a bitch every day.
Yeah, I have a 27-inch Wacom Cintiq.
I only have an Intuos Pro. That's all I've got. It's just a little $300 one. It's not anything big. But
I got a little Wake bamboo sitting right.
The bamboo's not bad. Bamboo's not bad.
It's pretty good. For its price, it's really good. The only thing I don't really like about them is, and it's real minor, you can get over them, is just the disconnect where you're drawing on one surface and it's appearing on another. There is a little bit of disconnect, so your sketches or whatever aren't quite as accurate as they could be, but you get over that real quick, especially when the screen size is a lot different than your tablet size, because I got like a 22-inch monitor right now, but the actual drawing surface on here is only about 8 inches.
I just want to say Freedom for All is telling people to tell their kids not to trust the government, and I want to tell them, fuck yes. That's what you teach them. That is, I'm going to actually give my kids an allowance. There's going to be taxes. There's going to be fines. I'm going to teach them how all the real life shit works, so they don't get out into the world and they don't go, I don't know how to adult, because they've been doing this in practice for their whole lives.
Let's be honest here, Misty. That's just your excuse to where you can pull off some child labor and get away with it.
Maybe, but it still works. Besides, I'll have gone into labor. I'll have gone into labor to receive labor. Therefore, technically, it is a fruit of my own body that is doing this labor. And they are property until they are 18, unless emancipated.
Yep, it is true that women own the means of reproduction.
We do indeed. And that's why all the incels want to steal the means of reproduction. They want to take it from us. Yes.
Are we really going to be using the term incels now? Fuck. I was hoping that
would.
would. Oh, goddamn it! I was hoping that wouldn't catch on.
I don't do it.
It's been a thing for a long time, though. I mean, I've been seeing it. Everybody's acting like it's a brand new thing. It's been around for years, you guys. Where you been?
Yeah, I just used to call them hapless bastards.
Well, previously I've called them, I guess, just men who don't know, men with poor social skills. The word spurgs comes to mind. Spurg lords.
Yeah, people who subscribe to Spectrum TV, huh?
Yeah. Those Spectrum people. Gotta watch them, though. They'll shoot you up. Oh, man. Yeah. Good thing we don't want this monetized. Well, I'm just thinking, good thing this isn't a serious YouTube channel. We don't expect to actually... This is just something we're trying. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever.
We're going to do everything to promote our band, and this is just one of the methods.
Yeah. Basically, I'm kind of the promotion mind behind it, and this is just a thing I came up with. And I was like, hey, if we ever get any kind of following, we can talk to our fans here and stuff, and it'll be really cool. But it'll be kind of cringy if we do it after we get famous. We need to do it now. So here we are.
But you know what? We might be whores, but we're not sellouts.
No. We've got 4 albums written, or well, 3. It's 3, but then there's also one that's partially written with some vague ideas behind it. We've got 3. We'll just say 3. 3 albums written, and no, there is no sign of a Black Album anywhere on there. And that's obviously referencing Metallica's Black Album.
I actually like the Black Album.
It has a couple of songs I like on it, but I think we can all agree it's the album they sold out on.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
Well,
that was the sellout album.
Was the epitome of their selling out, and they realized how much they fucked up.
That wasn't even selling out. It's not selling out if nobody wants to buy it. That's beyond selling out. That's just dive bombing into the ground. That's like suicide bombing your music.
I'd like to do a stream on the Magog channel with musicians that I know personally. I think that would be a really fun stream, because I have a friend here that I met in college. And the one good thing I can say about college is I did get to network with some good people. Like, not everybody in college is like a fucking whiny SJW type.
Yeah, I know the same.
Yeah, I went to JSU. I luckily avoided all that.
And one of the guys I met in one of my art classes is a member of a band, a local band here in Arkansas, and they're death metal. Not thrash. Okay. They're like growling Demo Berger type of death metal, right? Just that, you know. But it's got a good sound. I mean, their guitarist is fucking amazing. And the band's name is Ozark Shaman.
Okay. I think
that's fucking rad.
I might have heard of them. And I've got some people that like some pretty obscure shit. That seems familiar.
Here, I'll post the link to their Bandcamp link there underneath the other YouTube one. But yeah, Ozark Shaman, they have an album out, and he even did like the artwork for the cover. So if you click on that link and go to it, you can see the artwork on their cover. I really like the name too, because Arkansas is like half of Arkansas is the Ozarks. You know?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like it's pretty cool. And their first album is called Illusionary Plains. Really cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it sounds almost like a prog album name. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And I told Brad that I'd love to have him on the show. So maybe we can get once your boo is feeling better, maybe we can get Brad and his guys, and then your people onto a Magog live stream and just talk music, man.
That'd be killer. And also Victor Rand has a band too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know Victor has a band, but I've never. I'm talking about people I know, like personally. I don't think I've talked to Victor. I might have talked to him.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not typically a person that quickly befriends people. I keep my friend circle very small. I have an inbox full of unanswered messages, and like with you being like referring to on your streams as friends and stuff, I was like, whoa, we're as friends.
Well, that's because when you found out who I really was and sent me a friend request on Facebook to my personal Facebook page, at first I was like, uh-oh. I was like, my fans are finding me, and I was a little worried. But then I noticed that you were friends of one of my personal friends here in Arkansas.
Yeah, you know what I did, right? I found him on your page because I knew he was in Arkansas and he would be one step closer to you. That was all part of the plan. Sorry.
And you were also part of the Jordan Peterson party boat. So
yep.
I was like, well, you're friends with Judge Wade. I'll let you in.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm in so many damn groups. I used to have my own, but
and don't mistake me when I say like Wade is an actual friend. Like I just went over to his house Friday night. So
yeah, I know.
Like he's not just a Facebook friend. Like I know Wade personally. So I figured if he vouched for you, I'll accept the friend request.
I guess by your proximity that he was your real life friend.
Well, he posts my videos and stuff, so it's not a far leap. It's not a far leap to figure out what Jeremy in his friends list is Magog.
Yeah. I may have used some unsavory ways to get that.
Yourself there, buddy.
No, everybody knew his first name. I
was doxxed by Zeph like 3 months ago, dude. So
yeah, it was bullshit. I was pissed.
Who the fuck is Zeph?
He is nobody anymore. He got run off the internet.
Yeah, didn't he get kumita'd?
Yeah, hardcore. Yeah, but he was the guy kind of behind like helping Kraut during the Kraut and T server debacle. He was one of the guys trying to dox Coach Red Pill and shit.
Oh, okay. I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking alien. You know, his avatar is an alien. And he's the guy who got on the cunt stream. It was all like, my relationship with Liz is an emotional one, not a physical one. And everybody was like, ah! And people made songs with that sound clip in it and shit.
That is almost as entertaining as what happened to King of Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, man, the King.
Yeah, I just didn't dox my last name, so as long as you don't use my last name. But everybody knows I'm Jeremy, so don't worry about that.
I think everybody can sort of piece together my name. I just don't give a fuck.
Well, your last name isn't available. They can piece, like, your first 3 names. Who the fuck has 3 names? Your last name isn't available, so
3 names, I got 4.
Well, yeah, you have 4. That's what I mean, 3 and then a last name.
Well, if they ever see me everywhere else, it's Jeg Simmons, and Simmons is going to be obviously my last name. So they just got to figure out the other 3 letters.
Well, I'm going to be on credits and stuff, and I'm not going to bother with an alias. I'm just going to use my real name. I don't see any point to. What do I really have to hide? I mean, I have posted some comments about my personal life that perhaps reveal a bit too much, things I wouldn't want my in-laws knowing, but. Whatever happens will happen. If that happens, that means I'm famous. If I'm famous, I don't need to fear my in-laws anymore.
I really only use this alias because, I just been using it since like middle school when I was back on reversesblue.com and still am actually. And it just sort of stuck around. It was just a good name just to use everywhere so everyone could find me easy and everything like that. It just became an alias that I liked.
It sounds like when I thought that was your real name, I was like, that is the most redneck fucking sounding name ever. Jeg. That's like one letter from Jeb.
Which is ironic because the only language that has a Jeg in it is fucking Norwegian.
Norwegian? Oh, well, the word Danish is spelled J-E-G. In Norwegian, it probably is too because Danish and Norwegian are very similar. Danish is my kind of second language. I'm not fluent quite yet, but I can speak farther than conversational Danish. And it's not pronounced Jeg, it's pronounced Yai.
That's gay.
The J sound has a Y sound, and G's are a wild card in the Nordic languages.
Get your fucking shit together, Nords. Learn how to alpha phonetic, okay?
This is why they're getting raped by migrants. Yeah, we're a little edgy around here. We're a little bit edgy. But hey, when you're hanging out with a metal band, that's fine. But yeah, I would love to do a musical stream with the guys and all that stuff. That would be cool. I mean, And I also want to do a stream with Beard at some point. I want to get him on as a guest too, because I mean, he's been a good friend to us, and he's been great. Both of you have. And The Man Who Refuses to Die is another guy that I was friends with him before he made his channel. We met just on a random Bearing post before Bearing got kicked the fuck off Twitter. Like, everybody I like is getting kicked off Twitter. Like, Magog, you're probably next.
I don't post enough.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to Bearing? He just went missing for a little while off my feed, him and Sugar Tits. Just the other day, Sugar Tits came back.
Yeah, I still see Tits, but yeah, Bearing, he went the way of Sargon. He's gone.
Well, that's because he also has somebody who really hates him and snipes everything he fucking does, and gets Christy Winters gets her fucking fans to flag everything he fucking posts. So
I know. I have tangled. Yeah. Fisty Splinters.
I finally have a hate fan.
I have a hate fan group. Beat that.
You know? I finally have somebody who stalks every one of my comment sections and leaves something stupid. Like,
really?
Yeah. And they're like an angry feminist vegan, and they have a channel with like 900 subs. I'm like, you're going places.
Vegan.
So
I laugh at thee.
I dated one time, and not only was he a fucking vegan, he didn't swear, and I could not abide that. I just couldn't.
A fucking vegan Mormon? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, a vegan who doesn't swear. I couldn't do it. I got out, and I feel bad because I didn't do it in a very good way. I kind of just disappeared, and I shouldn't have done that, but I didn't know what else to say. You're too nice for me? Like, what do you say to that? You're too straight-laced of a human being for me. Sorry, I'm trash. What do you say?
I think it's less that and just more, you are fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you don't want to say that either. I mean, that's the only time I've ever done that. That's a bad female behavior. It's the only time I've done it, but I still feel bad about it.
Now I want to be clear to everybody who's listening. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you're vegan or you don't swear that you're boring. It's just that your likelihood of being boring is incredibly high when those two meet.
He only listened to classical music. He was one of those guys. He was very pretentious.
Okay.
Very pretentious.
Then that's just being fucking boring and a pretentious bastard.
I'm not saying you're dull, but I am saying butter knives are sharper than you.
I'm saying you wouldn't get banned in Britain. Someone wouldn't get arrested for having you in their house in Britain.
Oh man, fucking Europe. Ugh.
God,
yeah.
Fucking bleh.
Danish is kind of sort of my second language. I'm working on it because I spent 3 months there, and it kills me to think what it's probably like there now. Because I mean, I'm friends with a band over there. I used to work for people over there. I ran the webpage for a fucking record label out there for years, and they went under. But yeah, I can't imagine what that place probably looks like now. And this was a rural area, but still, I'm scared to think of it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to guess.
What I like that ain't falling for the shit is Poland. Poland don't give a fuck.
Poland.
Oh yeah.
No, fuck you.
Poland's great.
Have you heard some of the?
Poland is the Cartman of the fucking Europe. I do what I want.
Poland has way too many fucking invaders in the past 200 years to give a fuck anymore. They're just at the point like, you know what? You step over our line, we'll fucking murder you. How's that?
Well,
Poland is definitely the Cartman of Europe. He every time the EU does something, he calls them up. He's like, "You're breaking my balls. You're breaking my balls, EU. You're breaking my balls.
You're breaking my balls, Kyle."
I'm not even going to pretend I can do a Cartman, but those were great. Yeah, well, you got to think. What happened last time they took orders from Germany? I would have some distrust too.
I don't know. That's a Jewish population.
Yeah, well, different tactics. Still the same goal.
I mean, they keep importing all those immigrants. They won't have a Jewish population, so,
Yeah, there's a group of people that Muslims happen to really not like, and it just happens to be the same people the Nazis didn't like. I see. I don't believe in coincidence. I do, but it works for the joke.
All they did was replace Zyklon B with Jihadi.
I know I'm a fag, but I almost choked on my fucking vape.
That was the most offensive dad joke in existence.
Oh man, I need to get my mom to hurry up and find you some college whore so you can go ahead and have some damn kids. Don't be like me and be 28 and childless. To be fair, I should probably remain childless, but that's a whole other topic. Let's not.
To be fair, you already own way too many fucking cats.
Well, thanks for outing that part of me to the world. Well, I mean, look at the avatar that I use typically. Who'd have guessed? You heard a little bit of my Dave Mustaine voice there. But
you can actually do a spot-on early Dave Mustaine impression. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, his voice is high enough that a female can imitate it.
I invited Beardy, but he is spoken for tonight. It is Mrs. Beardy's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Miss Beardy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Miss Beardy. If he hears this, yeah, good job. That's cool. Yeah, thank you for inviting him. But yeah, I'm happy for him that he's getting to spend that with his wife. My husband, damn it, what pisses me off, and I've got a big crazy money scheme that this isn't my only business. I've got another business that I'm opening. That I'm hoping I can get a new part for his truck so that he can be home every day, because this being at home with nothing but 9 cats every day, fucking 5 days a week, is driving me insane. I talk to myself when I walk around the house.
To be fair, everybody who just heard the 9 cats remark, she does a rescue and she is an amateur breeder.
I'm a startup breeder. Yeah, I'm a brand new breeder. I did not know I was going to be a breeder. What happened was I was like, hey, I like Maine Coons. I'm going to get a Maine Coon kitten. And he happened to be really nice, like a really nice quality Maine Coon. And I messaged the breeder and I said, hey, you know that $1,000 for breeding rights? Can I just pay that now? I mean, I know I didn't pay it then, but can I pay it now? She was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And we're about to buy this next cat, the first female. I just posted pictures of her up on Facebook. What are my cats' names? Oh gosh, there's a bunch. Okay, so I'm a huge Song of Ice and Fire fan. So a lot of them are based off that. So I'll start with those. Yeah, a quality Maine Coon. I've got a bit of a southern accent, so it fucks up. Also, I took probably about 100-something milligrams of morphine before I hopped on the chat. So I'm going to let you guys just figure out if that's a joke or not.
How is it that the fucking wizard in here is the less nerdy motherfucker of the 3?
He's pretty nerdy. Nah, he's pretty nerdy. He is still pretty nerdy. Don't discount him just yet.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I gotta admit, a D&D session with you and Beardy would be pretty fucking epic.
Oh, hell yeah.
I get that shit all the time. Like, people are like, oh man, I love your channel, I subscribed. How long did you play D&D? I have never played D&D in my life.
I haven't either, but I got into it from the Walea campaign done by Drop Dead Cynical and a few of the other campaigns. And if you got a good DM, that shit is fucking hilarious.
I'll tell you another set of games that's fun, and I've actually played this more than I played D&D, is the werewolf games, the White Wolf games.
I've heard
they are great.
No, that's the only tabletop I ever played was World of Darkness.
The World of Darkness games. Yeah, those are great. Those are a lot of fun, and I really endorse that game. I like the D10 system too. The D10 system is really nice.
But I only played for a year, and I had to give it up because I've got more important shit to do.
Okay, so the chat apparently really cares what my cat's names are. Okay, so I guess I'm going to list them out. I've got an Aegon, first of all. He is a flame point. That's the flame point that used to be my picture before the Maine Coon stole the spotlight, and now he's my profile picture. So yeah, I've got Aegon. I've got an orange cat named Stannis. He's orange for the Lord of Light. I've got an Arya. She is a Torby, which is for people who are not cat nerds. That's when they're gray tabby with a little bit of orange splotched on them somewhere. Then let me see who else. I have to actually go through and think. I think those are all the Song of Ice and Fire ones. We've got Fang. He's actually, the name sounds stupid. His original name was going to be Vlad, for Vlad, you know, Vlad the Impaler, Dracula, because he has like vampire fangs. He's one of those black cats that has like the vampire fangs. It looks really badass, and he's huge. It also helps that he's fucking 18 pounds. Just a rescue that we randomly got. But one of the things came out, and I'm into lion documentaries. That's another thing that I'm a nerd for. So, so there was a lion in a documentary that had the same thing going on where one of his fangs was missing. So I named him Fang after that lion. Nobody cares, I'm sure. Why am I telling you this? Fucking the Maine Coon's name this is what the breeder named him, but he's solid white with blue eyes. So I just thought it really worked. So I wasn't going to mess with it. His name is Alaska. The show name, oh, no, I'm not going to tell you the show name. That's going too close to home. But his name's Alaska. And then, who am I missing? Oh, there's one named Hex, and then another one named Mystic. And I think that's everybody.
That was the longest, most boring.
I know, right? But they wanted me to. I didn't want to do it. I was
seriously,
like, nobody cares.
That was the longest, most boring conversation about pussy I've ever heard.
Well,
yeah, I didn't.
I'll make mine quick, even though my experience with pussy is usually pretty long. But
I made him get both his cats.
he made me get both my cats. Are both rescues. I got a little American short hair called Hope, who we suspect is part Siamese, just a little bit, somewhere down the line. And just recently, she got me, who's actually right here next to me, a big ass white with black tail, with a black spot on its hind leg and two black spots almost perfectly symmetrical on his head, covering part of his ears. Ragdoll, who I've named Rorschach because of those spots on his head. And we just recently found out he's most likely 50% Maine Coon. Because he howls like a fucking coyote.
He's got the ear set and shit too. He's got all the properties. But yeah, oh, and Freedom for All loves cats. If you love cats and freedom, you're someone I would like to befriend. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Toxogandhi. One word, Toxogandhi. There we go. I keep on thinking Toxoplasma Gandhi, but no, it's just Toxogandhi on Twitter, at Toxogandhi. Toxoplasma Gandhi was already taken off because I was obviously not the first person to think of that joke. I figured I wasn't. But I'm using it anyway. Fuck it. I thought of it. Other people did too, but whatever. Anyway.
Don't worry, chat. I don't have any animals. So.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I've seen that fucking bird you got.
That's a dead bird.
Hey, you know what?
Freedom.
So is the dead parrot in Monty Python, man. He didn't get a reason on that.
But he didn't have a name.
Damn it. There's an H after the D. Gandhi. I got it wrong initially and put Ghandi, and now it's on my fucking Patreon, and I can't change it, and I'm pissed. But yeah, Freedom. I'll just spell it out in the chat for Freedom. You guys carry on.
My kittens were named after the Chaos Primarch from Warhammer 40K. Skog, I like you.
Yeah, yes. We got some cool people in the chat. I like our chat. And yeah, when is Poe coming back? That is a good question. I would like to know.
I literally just did a fucking midnight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I
saw it just
Thursday night.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. So side quest is in July, right?
June.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I have to wait for one of the co-hosts to get back from study abroad. She's going to Europe.
Oh.
After she gets back, we'll be starting.
So you got 2 pairs of titties on here now.
Yep.
All right. That's what I'm talking
4
about.
boobs, everybody. That's 4 boobs.
That is 1 boob per human, you guys. Good deal. Need to get in on it.
That's a good weekend right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very excited for you. I would have auditioned myself, but number 1, I think there are more attractive chicks out there that could do it. Number 2, I've got this thing, I've got a whole bunch of other shit I'm doing, and I have some issues with my health that could affect my ability to show up. I don't want to give anybody else that risk.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a few little things like I talked to Jameson. I thought about asking him if I could be the singer because, like Jeg said, I pull off a dead-on 1980s Dave Mustaine.
Well, me and Mac actually came up with the idea of, for some songs, not all of them, Jamie being the main singer, that we switch up the vocals on some of the songs.
Yeah, but on stage, I just don't think it would work. I just don't think I'm frontman material. I'm not frontman material. I wouldn't. I'd rather be Littlefinger. I'd rather be in the shadows, just kind of say it. All right, this is gonna happen. I'd rather just do that. That's where I'm happiest. I wouldn't even be involved in these if people didn't bother me. If you guys didn't want me in on here, I would be perfectly happy to let you guys just shoot the shit and me just watch and laugh. But no, where the fuck is Matt? Matt was supposed to fucking be in here forever ago.
He went to go get a burrito, and I think he just fucking died because he lived in California.
Maybe he got robbed by the Mexicans.
May have been. Or since it's California, they realized he was a gun owner, and they just fucking shot him on the spot.
Well, you know, he's our guitarist Mac is really into UFOs. Maybe he finally got that abduction he's been masturbating to for years.
That motherfucker skipped us and went on to fucking Roswell. I know it.
Yep. No, he's seriously one of those people, man. Like you think of this guy and you think of UFOs because he talks about them all the time. It's really weird. I've never met a musician that was what I'd call a normal person, but I'm just kind of used to it now. You know, it's just something I've gotten accustomed to. And I've tried to play guitar. My fingers do shit they're not supposed to because of the particular ailment that nobody cares about that I have. So I can't really play guitar or anything. I could probably do drums. I thought about getting a drum kit and learning, see what I could do. But yeah, I'm not really, I play flute in marching band. That's as far as I really go.
Well, if we ever want to do, you know, some Led Zeppelin covers, you know, we got you.
It's been a while, but I think I could do it. And I was one of those people. I was like a flute that doesn't have holes. You know, that's bullshit. Like in the actual finger keys. Oh, thank you, Skog. Skog just subscribed. Skog's a good dude. And Freedom for All too. Thanks, guys. Oh, his kids play guitar and drums. All right. Well, that's how Jamie started. His brother played guitar, and he was like, Jamie was the youngest. He was born after everybody else, and his brother was like, "Hey, I need a drummer. You're my little brother. You're gonna be a drummer."
I didn't get into guitar or anything until about high school, and I just sort of crash course self-taught myself into it.
Yeah, he did the same thing. He picked up guitar. He played it in marching band, which is really cool. Not many bands would let you do that. And he just kind of went on. He's been playing since he was 13. He's fucking good. I mean, you heard the shit he did in Magog and Beardbarian songs, and he's got songs coming up that are even faster than that. He's got one that's 254 beats per minute. It's the title track of the album that we're going into the studio to write or to start doing. It's written, but to record next week. Would have been this week, but he's sick as a dog. So it'll be next week.
I went ahead and subbed to you guys too, so I could catch you streaming now and again or whatever. But
fucking rad.
Yeah.
You know what I love about doing this job?
What's that?
Meeting people that are in other industries.
Like, yeah.
Like over the years, who knows which one of these like bands or or artists or whatever are going to become like really well known or get into another industry, and then suddenly I'm going to be all like, "Oh, what's this in the mail? Front row tickets, fuck yeah!" And then they come out on stage and they're like, "Magog is here, yeah."
Hey, we will
he
fucking
gave us
do
a
that.
chance when we were nothing. This song is dedicated to you. And then all of a sudden you hear from the crowd, "Ass rape."
Hey man, we will totally fucking do that. We'll break out and we'll play your song and we'll fucking get the spotlight on you. Yeah, and we'll make sure to go to Arkansas as well. We got a buddy that's just in Missouri. One of our drummer is in Missouri. And no, I do not have stage fright. It's fuck it. I'm on a cane, and that looks gay. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's that'd be a great name for a band, though. Crippled Bitch. That's a great name. That's a great band name.
Side project.
That is a great band name.
Yeah, you have just crafted my side project. Thank you. I will use my Mustaine vocals on that. And see, I don't have just a basic bitch house cane. Nah, fuck that shit. My cane is a light model of a human leg, skeletal leg. So it's got every notch that would actually be on the bone. And I know because I fucking had to take the courses. And yeah, it's an anatomically correct skeletal human leg, and that's my cane.
What's really awesome about it is whose names are on it.
Lich King, I got Alice Cooper, and I got people are gonna laugh at me in hindsight, but Gary Johnson. Yeah, I know what is Aleppo, but I like it.
Even though Trump has really impressed me, I still say I'm proud to have voted Gary Johnson.
Yeah. Hey, Jameson, I found that atomizer we couldn't find earlier. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. 2020, I'll probably vote for Trump.
Yeah, yes, Freedom for All, you have. You've supported me through the rough times, and I appreciate it. And to answer your question, the new studio / apartment, because it's all one building, will probably be done in, I'd like to say 6 months. But you don't have to worry about offering to help me build the range, man. That's part of the deal. We're having that built. We're probably having that built first just so we can go up there and shoot when the construction ain't going on.
A fucking gun range. Magog, are you my missing brother from Arkansas?
I knew you two would get along.
Never know.
Wait, hold on. What college did you go to, by the way?
Huh?
He may not want to put that out.
Oh, okay.
I get a scream about my fucking college. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I just didn't hear you. You kind of cut out. All I heard was, what blank did you go to?
What college did you go to?
Yeah, I figured it out. That's why I first went to PTC, which is Pulaski Tech. And then after I got my associates there, I went to Euler, which is University of Little Rock, or University of Arkansas, Little Rock.
Okay, so you're not for the Razorbacks?
What?
Oh, boy.
My school, University of Arkansas is got multiple campuses. I went to the one that wasn't the Razorbacks. It was the Trojans.
If we get into
but I'm not against the Razorbacks. I watch the games now and again when I catch them, but I'm not the biggest Razorback fan.
Yeah, if we get into college football, this is going to be a 2-on-1, whatever it is.
Yeah, fucking Roll Tide, man.
Roll Tide, roll. Roll Tide, roll.
Yeah, I don't watch as much college as I do pro ball. I'm a huge Patriots fan, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been Patriots fan since I was a kid, and so I hate it when people are like, you just like them because they win now. No, I've been a fan of Patriots since Bledsoe was quarterback. Fuck you.
They're doing great. They really have been.
It's because my brother was a big Broncos fan, and so obviously to be a complete opposite of my brother, I liked the team that he hated. So
I never really got into pro football, but I have in recent years gotten really into pro hockey. Like I've really become a fan of Nashville Predators.
You'd fit in perfectly up here. Jeg, they sold camo Christmas shit in our Walmarts just like they did yours. You will get on fine up here. We got our redneck stew.
She's trying to do this to me. I don't. Fuck.
I don't want to have to move. Right now, everybody's talking about moving to Nashville, and I don't get me wrong. I used to live in Nashville. I loved it, but I just don't want to fucking move.
I'm gonna carve out a little part of Arkansas and name it Morskar.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
There to build your fucking castle, man.
I swear to God, one of these days, if I make enough money off of the big show and the sitcom and enough money's rolling in, I'm gonna buy like 1,000 acres.
I'm excited for that.
And just plant a fucking flag that says Morskar.
Jesus, you have the exact same fucking retirement plan as I do.
No, Jag, you want a ship.
I'm building multiple castles.
Ship.
Yeah, the ship with the 1,000 acres of land that is attached to the port.
Right.
Well, I know
Jamie
was bugging you, asking if Castle Killbride could be in Morskar, but I realize the risk that comes with attaching brands like that. So I want you to know there's no pressure for that whatsoever, because brand
I'm
attaching
apprehensive about that for two reasons. One, Castle Killbride is an actual castle.
Yeah, exactly.
In our world, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Even if there was a Castle Killbride in Magog's world, which I'm not close to, I mean, the fantasy realms often have similar names as real life names because, I mean, it's just fantasy, whatever, and it's usually based off of medieval times. Your band doesn't exactly play the type of music that would be heard in a medieval realm.
Exactly.
Like,
that's kind of what I tried to
do. Like a band like Blackmore Night or something like that. Like, you were like a folk Celtic band, I would be like, hell yeah. But
in all fairness, we got a few songs coming up that are fantasy themed, outside of, y'all's theme song.
Yeah, but they don't have electricity for electric guitars and shit, like.
What if it's magic? What if it's magic, though?
Magic, yeah.
Brutal Legend World. If you've played that game, you probably haven't.
Now, don't get me wrong. If y'all want, I'll throw a Castle Killbride on the map.
You don't have to. You really don't.
Maybe as a joke in the sitcom, there could be a band playing when Magog goes to Castle Killbride to solve a murder or something, and the band is an actual. They're playing one of your songs, but it's like a medieval version.
That would be.
So there's like a lute player, and it's like doo 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 doo. Beware the might of Magog.
You know what? We can get Jamie and Mac a guitar and an acoustic guitar and a lute, and me a cello and an old school drum set for Adam, and we can just fucking wing it.
Right, and then as Magog's leaving, you guys have like bloody faces and you're head banging, but the music is still slow and melodic. And Magog's like leaving, go, what the fuck is wrong?
Jamie's like windmilling. Jamie's like doing a windmill or something. That'd be fucking awesome.
So don't get me wrong, it's kind of like a joke or something. I'll totally do it, but you can't. I don't think you could say your band is from Morskar because they're thrash metal. I mean, it doesn't really exist in his world.
Yeah, and
I hate to be like that because I am a stickler for the details when it comes to the lore.
That's fair.
Well, you should be. It's your thing, and that's. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying I told him not to do that. I said, why did you do that, nigga? And he's like, well, I wanted to. And I'm like, well, don't. And this is what happens a lot. Like, I had a nightmare, with this whole buying my first female cat thing. I had a nightmare the other night that he went and bought a cat that I didn't choose that sucked because he doesn't know all the breed standard crap that I've had to learn. And I didn't have anything to do with the choosing. And I was like, no, why? You just blew $2,000 on something we can't make money off of. Why would you do this to me?
You just spent $2,000 on a cat with Down syndrome. It's fucking hanging out of its eye socket.
Yeah, that was a real nightmare I had.
Honestly, if you guys want to make it, though, if you guys want to become a serious band, if you want to grow a following, you have got to start thinking outside the box and start putting actual music videos together. Get into filmography. Start putting yourself on camera.
I'm a minor in film.
Yeah,
he's a film minor. We got him.
Do a music video where every single music video a bride gets killed. Find a theme that like Frog Rock is a perfect example of that. That dude is from he's Danish or something, but he does some of the most amazing covers I've ever seen. He plays every instrument himself, and every music video he has these crazy contact lenses in. It's all professionally. It has a very professional look to it, and he covers all these interesting songs. One of my favorites is he did a heavy metal version of Cotton Eye Joe. That was fucking awesome. That was fucking, and he has millions of subscribers because of it.
You got to commit to the bit.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, the problem we have right now is everybody lives in a different state. We got to get everybody together. That's what the Nashville plan is for. We want to all go to Nashville because that's somewhere everybody will agree on. Jag is like, yeah, that's not far. I can go there. Mac was like, oh, yeah, I love Nashville. And the other guy's like a state over, so he doesn't fucking care.
Well, there's another reason to go to Nashville, too, and it's because of a couple connections I have in there that involve actual recording artists, mostly for country, obviously, because it's Nashville.
Yeah,
but, I got connections to the guy who runs like the production and like the lights and the sound and all that shit for the Grand Ole Opry, and my mother's childhood friend, who's basically part of the family, her husband John Manegra used to write songs and has gold records for Elvis.
That was a few too many connections, like so and so.
She's basically my aunt.
Hey,
aunt? Who the fuck says aunt?
I'm typing something in the chat. Right click on the little, or click on the little three things and give me a moderator. Make me a moderator.
Okay, all right.
Give me a wrench so I can post links to fans.
I will wrench your ass.
Yes.
Just wait for it to pop up. My mom just always told me that black people say aunt, so my bassist is a moron. Jag, you're a moron.
Whatever. You're a fucking cat lady.
Did you not see my?
No.
Did I not pop up?
No, my internet.
In the YouTube chat.
Yeah. I'm right underneath Freedom for All. I just typed a bunch of like random letters.
Oh, there it is. It took a while for it to pop up. Let's see.
Yeah. Could you? Yeah. Could you mod him? It's not.
I can't.
Oh, I see it. I see it. No, I see it. I got it. Add moderator.
Wrench me.
Yep. You're wrench. I'm gonna wrench Victor too, because I know Victor. He's a good dude.
There you guys go. Check out Frog Leap Studios. They're awesome.
All right. And Freedom's gonna get wrenched too, because I like Freedom. All right, y'all wrenched. If any spam bots come in here, you know what to do. Yes, you are Knights of Castle Killbride now. Sorry, Magog. I feel like you're on your territory a little bit.
Hey, every court needs a wizard.
Jamie, are you posting? Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Jamie's dying and posting in the chat. Okay, you can't post in the chat if you're not going to participate in the actual conversation.
Sure, he can. He's sick.
Playing on my phone just so we get the extra view hours.
Okay, well that's okay. You're doing us a favor. Are you nice and bundled up? Do you need anything?
I'm warm. I just puked, so I feel fine.
What?
We all heard that.
But now I'm getting cold because the blanket.
What?
But now I'm getting cold because the
blanket. Close the blanket. Go back into your cocoon. You'll be okay.
He's throwing up, and he's helping us get view hours.
You should.
Is he our Indian bot?
There's only people in the chat. You should wrench them all because they are dedicated and they're here. They're here at the beginning. They're here. Yeah,
you guys are the OGs. All the OGs are getting wrenched. I think I've gotten everyone.
Yeah, y'all get to live in the houses right up next to the castle wall. Y'all got good prime real estate now. You
guys are all lords.
I'm dead serious about that idea, though. You guys really should do like album art that shows like a bride getting murdered in a castle every time. That's a great idea.
Dude, we really should. Like that is a great idea. And I was also thinking like going on top of the commit to the bit thing. Maybe not for like all our guitars and everything, but some guitars that are in the shape of like medieval weapons, like battle axes or shields and stuff like that, wear fucking armor on stage.
Yeah, like I said,
they call it an axe. It's a pun. Yeah,
I can't honestly hate on the name Castle Killbride. I think it's pretty fucking awesome.
Okay, all right. Well, we've got some feedback from one person. I was afraid that it sounds like the core bands that are.
I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest here, though. I don't like your design because it looks like street art. It looks like graffiti.
Hey, you're not insulting me. I didn't make it. This was made before I was in the picture. So if I did it, it would look
There's
completely
nothing
different.
wrong with that except for your thrash metal. It should be a bit more messy.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, thrash metal, if you look at look at Lich King, for example, they're friends of ours. If you look at their logo, it's very straight lines. That's kind of what seems to be the thing right now. And yes, all hail Blue Whale, Ska. Damn right.
What we should do is when we make the new logo, we should make it kind of look like
thank you, Freedom.
like a medieval forgery almost, like someone banged it out on a mill.
Here's what you do when you put your songs out, because you're Castle Killbride, there has to be a castle and a bride dying in each piece of artwork, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you do like the Magog song. You can get your artist to
that's me.
Like the castle's in the background, it's just a silhouette and there's a moon behind it, and Magog is like hanging the bride. And then you do like a All Hail Blue Whale song, and you have like a fucking bride, and she's like getting fucking, like possessed by Ghastly or something in the image. and her face is melting off because Ghastly's like one of the ghosts that came out of the Ark of the Covenant. Badass.
I love it. Yeah.
And then you make that, when you upload it to YouTube, you just put that artwork as the video. Like it just plays the whole song and maybe just put the lyrics at the bottom. And people would click the hell out of all that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
God. I kind of regret, if we're going with that, I kind of regret writing that Goblin Slayer song now. If anyone's a weeb and has read the manga Goblin Slayer, you know why that is some uh-oh.
We've got, he's the token weeb. He's the token weeb.
And I got Mac to be a weeb too, so
What would be great is you guys do the Beardbarian, right? The Beardbarian song.
Yeah.
And that's done. The artwork should be Beardbarian in a bride's dress getting impaled.
He did Fagog a little too well, is what I said. A little too well. That was a little too convincing. And you guys, just so everybody knows, we're going to be here just about every week. So you can come hang out with us every week, and we will just come chill with you dudes. So, yeah, you guys will get it every week of us. And usually with a guest, sometimes maybe not. Hopefully with more of us. Because the fucking lead guitarist was supposed to be here. Jamie was going to be here until about 5 minutes before the stream. And he was like, babe, I can't do it. And I said, all right, I'll go and solo this fucker. At least Jag is here. Thank you. And I know you said that you weren't even sure if you were going to be here. So if you weren't here, I was really fucked.
I was out of town, but it wasn't a big deal.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you're here. Thanks, man. Don't leave me Don't leave me alone with Magog. I might get killed and reanimated and.
Nah, I don't think he'd really care to reanimate someone who could talk about cats for 9 hours.
Yeah, probably so. To be fair, I could also talk about lots of other things for 9 hours. Biology, psychology, evolutionary psychology is one of my favorite topics.
Actually, because Magog's a necromancer, what you should have Magog doing is raising the bride from the dead. So she's like popping out of the ground, and Magog's like overheard casting a spell. And she's like a half zombie or whatever.
Yeah, I've got
some Killbride, man. That's some good artwork ideas. And then you guys can put each artwork on T-shirts.
Okay.
This is actually a better idea than what we realized, because we have at least 3 artists in the band. Misty, me, and Mac are all actual artists. I don't think Misty, did you take art classes in college or anything?
No, I'm self-taught. Been doing it since like 14.
I took a couple in college, and then I fucked off because that's not a real, because it's not something you want to go into in this day and age.
I learned all the technical stuff from like how to draw, like I think it was a book, how to draw like Marvel Comics or some bullshit like that. But yeah, I learned all the technical stuff from there. But yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and with who was singing the lyrics in the song you sent me, the Magog song?
That's Jameson, and we are completely redoing his vocals. He's not going to sound anything like that on the album.
Jameson, as in
my husband.
Yes. That's the hubby.
That's the hubby.
Okay.
Yes, that is the hubby.
Now, like I was listening to that, and there's a point in that song where it's like he really like has a huge vocal range anyway.
Yes, he does.
And it was like a scream, man, and it was just like it instantly, like at that moment of the song, didn't sound like thrash to me. I was like, this guy this guy could have like an 80s rock band too.
He
Like,
actually does.
easily.
We're actually incorporating a little bit more of 80s sort of like traditional heavy metal into a lot of these songs. We actually
More like Judas Priest type stuff. Yeah.
he just shared one the other day that opened up with a dual guitar solo, and it sounded great.
And also they're more obscure bands. So, God, I would love to. But there are more obscure bands that do have that thing, that do have the high pitched stuff. Even Slayer does it some, the high pitched thing. That's not uncommon in thrash. No.
Yeah, but like you guys have an opportunity here, being YouTube fans of other YouTubers, to create like your music style. It I'm not telling you to change. I was just complimenting. I was complimenting your hubby on his vocal range. But
yeah, I know.
What you do is you do songs based on YouTubers that you love, and then you do the artwork for them so that it can be part of the video or whatever. And you just massively get a massive fan following because there's kind of like a connection there. Like you could do like an Andy Worski one where it's just like, fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! And it's just called Andy's Fuck Yeah.
You made me cough. But yeah, that would be incredible. We had thought about doing that. We didn't want to be the band that goes around to every YouTuber, but we were like, Jameson just wrote something one day and he's like, this is for Sargon. And I was like, what? This is for Sargon. Why are we doing Sargon? Because I want to. Right. Okay, I'll go message him. And he responded once. He heard a song that we made, a sample I sent him, and he didn't respond. So I don't think it was his cup of tea. I can't do a British accent.
I could just imagine the artwork for the Omegon song. Like the bride is sitting there, and Omegon's like this giant Cthulhu monster in the distance towering over the castle, but there's like a tentacle coming out of her mouth, implying that the tentacle is going up the other end.
We're going Evil Dead up in this bit.
Right?
Yep.
Some fucking hentai rape.
Literally up in this bit.
Some tentacle rape up in that fucking... That's really cool.
Well, if we can do that, we can definitely do some artwork for Goblin Slayer now, because that manga is rapey.
I'm not against putting rape on our covers at all. Actually,
implied rape. Let's not put like actual rape.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. But the business strategy is kind of we're kind of going to try to profit off shock value a little bit too. I mean, and what is a bigger metal tradition than that? But the way I plan to go about it is, all right, so everybody is easily offended these days. Satan and gore and nukes don't scare anybody anymore. That's just the fucking facts of it. So we're going to scare people and repeat like all the millennial soccer moms who are terrified of, shitlords getting to their kids and turning them into shitlords by turning kids into shitlords. That's what we're going to do. That's the plan.
Right.
So that's what we're thinking as far as what we're going to do.
With album art and songs full of toxic masculinity.
Exactly. So we want to be toxic. I mean, that's what thrash was anyway. Glam was super feminine, and thrash came in there like, fuck you, glam. This isn't how it's done. And they were masculine as fuck, as opposed to glam's very feminine side. And they destroyed glam. So, and that's kind of what we need again. And thrash did it in the 80s. Why not now? Why not bring it back? So that's what we want to do.
Shock value alone doesn't work. You have to have...
I know.
You have to have a gimmick, and I think the dead bride thing is a really great gimmick. You could even bring that on stage, get a hot model in a fucking bloody bride out, dress. And
I've got some friends that are pretty hot, so I could work that. I got some friends that are pretty good to look at, like. And
that's triggering too, because you're like murdering a woman every fucking time.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially
the misogyny.
Go ahead.
The misogyny is perfect. The only thing is, all right, so the first album, I'm just going to go ahead and leak this to all 5 of you. The first album is Socialist State of America. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's talking shit about socialism. It's dunking on socialism. And So on that thing, he got the singer from Lich King to do the artwork. I don't personally like the artwork because it looks very flat. Magog, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. It looks very detailless. And it's pretty fucking annoying because it looks dead. It has no life to it whatsoever. And I'm like, I either want to go over this thing and make it better, or I want to bring it to life, or just make a new one, or just scrap it and make my own, because I don't like it. I know you paid money for this, but I don't like it. And it's just got a bunch of communist officers lined up, and they've got people lined up and they're shooting them. Well, I figure maybe I could have them killing a bride instead. See, Jamie hates the idea of having a mascot, and I'm saying no, that's branding 101. Have a mascot.
It's not really a mascot in this case, though, because
it's more like
kind of a mascot.
More like having a victim.
It's a victim mascot.
Well, going off of that, since we are planning on doing like, kind of more historical and kind of political things, we could actually just straight up take women out of history. Not like anyone too recent, be a little bit tasteful, but like say, I don't know, maybe like the queen that was involved in Russia during the communist uprising got killed, something like that.
Why not somebody recent?
I don't want to be like there's
the South Park. Use the South Park out. Use the South Park out. Any resemblances to anyone famous are just coincidental. There you go.
I mean, like too recent, because I don't want to be mean spirited. I don't want to cross the line between being shocking and mean spirited. There's something to say that's worth saying. Go ahead, but I don't want to be like one of those guys that just takes it a little too far, where it's like this is funny enough. I want to be calculated in how I do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a calculated way to do it. You can't just throw shit at everybody. But I just thought it would.
Donald insulting Trump's son, saying he has autism. Don't punch down.
But how funny would it be to have Miley Cyrus being the one shot by a communist when she would be one of the ones? Because it's always the people who got him in power they kill first. So that would make sense.
I'm not sure if we can legally use Miley Cyrus's image.
No,
maybe like I said,
use a cartoon caricature of her.
Yeah.
Like
exactly. Any resemblance.
And she has like a shaved head, and people are automatically like, "That's Miley Cyrus," but it's not an actual picture of her.
Exactly. And use a South Park out, like you put it maybe on the back of the album or something. Anybody or any resemblance to any real life human being is purely coincidence and not intended by the artist. Some shit like that. And use a South Park out, and you're fine. I mean, Matt and Trey, they paved the way. I did not mean for that to rhyme.
Yeah, I just also don't want to be hypocritical about it, because I did give Kathy Griffin shit for that thing she did with Trump's head, and I don't want to do anything like that. But
all you got to do for the album art of the Kathy Griffin song is put a horse in a wedding dress.
Yeah, no fucking joke.
In a shaved red wig.
But then people might confuse her for Sarah Jessica Parker, though. That'd be a problem.
Yeah, nobody thinks of her anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she stopped being hot in that fucking Halloween movie, so that's when her career basically stopped.
Hocus Pocus was the last time she was hot.
Exactly. Hocus Pocus. That's the one I was trying to think of, which I still watch that every Halloween just for fucking stupid nostalgia. Does anybody else do that?
Yeah, of course.
It's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it is. Jameson has never seen it. I'm initiating him this year. This is the year.
I was told that during the filming, she didn't wear any underwear during the entire shoot. And when asked why, she was allegedly responded to get a better grip on her broomstick.
I imagine that thing looks like a fucking catcher's mitt today, though. Don't you? Let's all be honest here. It looks like a catcher's mitt.
Who was her husband? That what's his face? I
don't keep up with this shit. I don't know. Oh, really? Him?
Yeah, I don't think he's really going to be turning anything into a catcher's mitt.
I don't know if I never knew she was married to. I didn't know she was Matthew Broderick or not.
Yeah, apparently for a long time.
So she married Simba? Seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
Gotta get on that fanfic now.
That's one I I don't write fanfic. You're the one who writes fanfic. You wrote fanfic of me.
There's a long story
That's Happy
behind that,
Fuller.
but it was a very tongue-in-cheek little story I did with some other girl in Misty, and it was hilarious as fuck. Don't ask.
Yeah,
Dude,
he expected us.
I've got all kinds of ideas for the bride death. You could have one where like she's drowning in male tears.
Well, that actually reminds me of there's a video game I really like that like 5 people played for PS3. It was called the Brutal Legend. Yeah, Brutal Legend. Had Jack Black, Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy, a bunch of people in it. It was a really good game. It has some RTS aspects, but it's also got some action, like kind of just hack and slash elements too. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. But anyway, they have a faction called the Drowning Doom, which all drink like this black water that turns them into zombies and shit for some power. It's really crazy. Personally, I saw it as a drug metaphor, but maybe that's just me.
Probably
Anyway,
was.
there was this one. There was this one unit you could get that was a bride, and she had like a storm cloud over her head. Whenever somebody hit her, it would electrocute people, and you could stack them up to 3, and it would slow people down.
Man,
That was pretty cool. And
Can you
I would like
imagine
draw
if-
something that looked like her, because that looked really cool, that bride. Sorry, Magog, go ahead.
yeah, but could you imagine if you guys got real big and like your female fans started showing up to your shows in like bloody fucking like
We would
wedding
have
dresses?
Greatest
Like,
Halloween party.
That would be
Yes.
like epic as fuck to see people show up there like in a wedding dress with like an axe in their back, and there's like one has like bullet wounds in it, and like all these girls are showing up in like fucked up wedding dresses that are all bloody and shit.
Dude.
We go
You know
into
what
a
we can do?
concert of like 50,000 people, and it's like all the guys are executioners and zombie knights, and all the women are dressed up as executing maidens. That'd be fucking rad.
I've
could
got an
have-
awesome idea. Contests.
Yeah, you could do contests. You could have like
Mrs. Killbride. Mrs. Killbride.
you could even like
Killbride.
expand your like your merchandise out and stuff like that, and have like a calendar of brides, and they're all like suicide girls, all hot and shit, but they're all
Oh, fuck
brides.
yeah.
They're all brides that are all bloody and shit, but they're also hot. They got like piercings and tattoos and shit.
With strategically torn
fucking
dresses
great.
is what I'm imagining. Strategically torn dresses that reveal just enough, but not too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Magog over here making me wish I was single again.
fucking. The problem is, it's hard to imagine y'all getting that big because
Bridesmaid. Okay, I'll check.
thrash metal is just not mainstream popular. It never really has been. That's the point of thrash metal, is it's not mainstream.
Yeah, I don't expect to be mainstream popular. We get like I don't know, Exodus big, I'd be pretty happy. I mean,
some good sized clubs and some loyal fans, that'd be worth it right there.
but in the old school metal community, there is this kind of panic that's going on because Slayer's quitting. Dave Mustaine looks like he's going to drop dead any minute now. Metallica, how much longer are they going to go on? Kirk Hammett hasn't been able to play in forever. Laws hasn't been able to play in forever.
What,
And he
wait,
looks like
hold on.
death.
I saw a picture of Dave Mustaine not long ago, and he actually looks pretty good for his age. And
It was Photoshop. See him live. Trust me.
And I don't know. Has Metallica been having problems? Because that last album was fucking great, and they've been doing some really good shows. They might be having touring fatigue, just.
No, Metallica's doing pretty good, but what I'm saying is these bands aren't going to last forever, and they're all got besides a handful of very old school. I mean, not very old school, very underground bands that hardly anybody knows about. Like Amok is one I discovered recently. I really, really liked. Listen to them, you guys. AMOK. But yeah, it's a dying thing, and I don't want to see it fade, and a bunch of other people don't either. And I've seen demand. Like, I've been to metal shows and talked to people like, yeah, I'd kill to see a band like so-and-so again. So there is demand for it. It's not that widespread, but I can tell you one thing. This is a lot more popular in Europe. The only thing is, we're probably going to be banned from Europe with what we want to do.
Probably.
Or at
Yeah,
least
but
the
it's a
UK.
good way to, especially with the artwork and the visuals and the death of a bride on every fucking piece of artwork and every album cover. It's a great way to say fuck you to the like social norms of the progressive left.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we want to do
for Europe. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty badass. That is pretty badass. Yeah, I really like this idea that you've got, and I might have to pay you. Castle Killbride is okay. Yeah, Castle Killbride's very general. We've got people from Alabama to California, Michigan, and one in Missouri.
I think that's actually going to help us because we get a lot of the different musical influences, combined together. And when you get bands like that have a little bit more variation in, their taste, you get a lot better music.
Well, I've also got a lot of influences from the European scene because, like I said, I spent 3 months in Denmark. I had a little tryst with a Danish guy. It was a long distance thing, yeah. But when you are the only, well, I didn't know Jeg really back then. So when you were the only person in Alabama who's not very Alabamian, you kind of resort to online dating, no matter how good or bad you may look. I put myself at a healthy 4, but
did you listen why I'm not Alabamian?
You don't sound it really, not really. Not as much. I mean, if you hear my mom talk, she'll be like, wow, I am really underdoing it.
You really don't sound like you're from Mobile.
Because I'm not from Mobile.
He's from Anniston or Jacksonville.
Actually, I'm originally from Huntsville in the Decatur area, and I moved to Jacksonville for college.
That's the Yankee part of Alabama, dude. That's the Yankee part of Alabama.
Yeah, but like I said, maybe you guys can roll with these ideas. I mean, I'm loving it.
I really dig them, Magog. I really do. You're really getting my gears rolling here because I'm seeing a lot in the artwork too. A lot of the first thing I think of when I think of album colors, and my husband does this too, so it's great that we kind of both think in this language. First thing we see is colors. And the white works well because it can go with any color scheme I choose. So that's going to work very nicely. Because like with Magog, the first thing I did with your artwork is go colors. Okay. Do you know an artist by the name of Ed Repka by any chance?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. He did he did a lot of thrash metal album covers. That's why I know him. But he has this really cool thing where he intentionally works contrasting colors in. And not only that, but the light source contrasts against the color scheme of the rest of the picture. So you've got like outlines on everybody that are the contrast of whatever color they're kind of done in. And that's what I like to do too. I kind of stole that from him. But Repka was a known rip-off anyway. So ripping off or rip-off, whatever. But
hey, as long as it works and as long as the art style kind of stays similar through all the album art. So like every time you upload a new song and it has a new picture with it to describe what the song's about, it all has to kind of look like it's done by the same artist,
Yeah.
to really be uniform,
Yeah, well, not really. I think Iron Maiden, because that was kind of the example you used, have had several. I mean, one of their album covers.
Yeah, but Iron Maiden has spanned decades. They've gotten different artists as art upgraded. We're not talking about putting videos up every month of a new song.
That is quite true.
Yeah, Iron Maiden is given an excuse for that,
Of course. Iron Maiden is excused from everything because they're Iron Maiden. They can do whatever. Seriously. They can do anything. I'll still love them. I will still love the shit out of my Iron Maiden. And that goes for Jameson and then the guy he started this band with, which is funny enough, not really a part of the band. He just kind of hangs out in our Facebook band chat. They both worship Iron Maiden.
Chicago, you mean?
Yeah, Chicago. I mean Chicago. We know 2 Chris's, so we call one Chicago and one Detroit because that's where they're from. But anyway, yeah, and Jamie, he really fought me on this idea of a mascot or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's basically kind of a mascot or an ongoing theme, if nothing else. Yeah, motif. That's a great word for it. Thank you. But he kind of argued with me on that. He was like, no, I don't want to have one. I think it's gay, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, it's branding. It's useful. It's good. And yes, I agree. Speed of Light was pretty bad. And that one 3D art album, Jesus, that was not an upgrade. Give me Killers any day.
Well, it all depends
Go
on
to
what
the
you wanna do.
90s. He says, releasing it right after Jurassic Park.
It all depends on what you want to do, though. Like, it's not just branding. Some things you've got to approach it as a business decision.
Well, yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm thinking.
That's
is
if you want to go
branding.
anywhere. Now, if you just want to be an edgy, I'm not doing the things that everybody else does, that's fine, but don't expect to
Well, I
know?
do want to get my husband. I want to do well enough to get my husband out of trucking, but I don't care if we get, like, I don't expect us to get Metallica big. They're the only thrash band that's really become popular. And they were having stadiums filled before the Black Album. So it's not really fair to say they became popular at the Black Album. They became more popular, but they did have quite a few fans before that.
They were filling stadiums when Ride the Lightning hit. Kill
Which I think is the best album.
Fucking tore everything up.
Oh yeah, people freaked the fuck out, and then that spawned Megadeth, which on the Metallica versus Megadeth fight. Obviously, if I have worked on my Dave Mustaine impression so much that I'm a woman, it's still pretty convincing. I'm on the Megadeth side, yeah.
What continent has a really good and still popular metal scene? South America.
Europe? Oh, well, yeah. Those motherfuckers, those little brown bastards love thrash.
Rock in Rio is consistently like 150 to 200,000 people every night.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. And the chant during Symphony of Destruction that they do, that was invented in South America. I think it was
Argentina.
Oh, it was Argentina. Okay.
Megadeth. Aguante Megadeth.
Yeah, that was it. And it was really cool. And I still do it at all the shows and everything. I wish I can't be in the mosh pits anymore, which kills me. I feel like I'm getting old prematurely. And that's pretty much what's happening. I mean, not to my face, luckily, not yet. It will be eventually, but
just to your joints and your cartilage.
Yeah. Essentially. Well, I don't really have any cartilage. I do, but it's made of bullshit. But yeah, I wish I could still do the mosh pit thing, but unfortunately, those days of my life are over. Kind of like the 10 Jack and Coke. Oh, maybe not the 10 Jack and Coke days. I think I still got a few of those left.
When me, Misty, and Jameson first met each other at the same time together after knowing each other, we went to a bar, and Misty downed 10 fucking Jack and Cokes.
At one point, Jameson's not a big drinker. Jameson isn't much less boring than the other guy. He doesn't smoke weed. He doesn't drink. He quit smoking to vape, and he got me to do the same by some trickery. I don't know how. I felt much cooler with my Marlboros, but here I am fucking vaping cheesecake. Fuck me. But
anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and it's been 2 hours, so
yeah, that's about how long we usually run them. It's about 2 hours. But hey, it was a lot of fun, and you've given me a lot of good ideas. So thank you. Free advice.
Good idea. But before you leave, I'm gonna run this by you real quick. As we mentioned, we do have like 3 artists in our band, and because we're reaching controversy regarding comics that's been happening, this sort of idea formed in my head, and I was thinking Castle Killbride comic books.
Yeah, I was thinking Megadeth did it. Why not?
Might also be part of.
Yeah.
We would not do anything without consulting you, though.
If you call your female fans brides, you should definitely, instead of knights, because that's kind of a cliche, because the whole castle thing, you really should go with the Hollywood double letters. Like, that's a big business kind of branding thing.
Yeah.
I would call them bastards and brides.
Yeah, bastards and brides. That's what I was thinking too. We were going with peasants, but yeah, I like bastards and brides better.
That way you get the double B. That's a real big sell. Like, it's a Hollywood
alliterations are great. Alliterations are great. Well, I like If you notice, if you look at the lyrics for Beard Song, I put a shit ton of alliterations in there because I know he likes them. So I did that on purpose, and just to fuck with Jamie, because that's harder to say going at blazing speed.
I'm really surprised
So-
we haven't come up with Castle Cunts yet. Oh, just did.
That's just a little too direct. Yep. All right. I'll let you get out of here, and we will close this thing and call it a day. But yeah, I'd love to come on to your channel, whenever. And you can hop on here whenever, and yeah, we'll be YouTube butt buddies. Sounds great.
yeah, I'll try to put together some sort of cool stream with like musicians and let you know.
Okay.
That'd be
All
the
right,
pitch,
that's
man.
baller. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. And you do a lot for us, man, and thank you. Thank you for letting us make a crappy like demo song about you. But we
I am honored
something
you did it. Awesome.
Something we are thinking about doing, Magog, just so you know, is maybe re-recording these songs with the things that we have learned from making them initially. Because we went back and we looked, we said we could do this, and this better. So we may actually go back and re-record them.
Yeah, like for example, like the most obvious one is that the solo on your song is tuned up way too much compared to all the other instruments, and that was a mistake on my part because I do the mixing and everything.
Yeah, and the vocals, we've completely changed the vocal style. If you like the screechy stuff, you're gonna love the new vocals. Trust me, because we're turning it way up. We're doing a lot more of that.
Sounds good. I mean, you learn from your mistakes and go on. I mean, it's the same with me. My first videos don't look as good as they do now because I learned as I went,
Yep.
So
that's what we're doing.
Do what you gotta do. And thanks for
all
my fans. Thanks for all my fans on Twitter who dropped by when I tweeted out the link. And see you guys later.
All right. Thank you for coming by, man. I found your show through Misty when she told us about we were doing a song for you, and I've quickly became a fan of your videos, man. It's been real good talking to you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Jake. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I love your content. I'm glad I discovered you kind of early. You are incredible. And I think you're really going to go places, dude. I fully believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing some people. Thank you, everyone who came. You guys are welcome anytime. All of you. All right, everybody have a good night.
All right. You guys take it easy.
All right, you too, man. All right, good night, dudes.
Later.
Bye, niggers.